Okay folks, in this little short tutorial, I'm going to have a look at the dreaded B chords, okay? I keep getting asked about these and people have a lot of problems with them. And they said, is there any easier way to do a B chord? And the answer is yes and no. To do the B chord properly, it'll take a wee bit of strength in your fingers that's not normally there from the get-go. So there is little ways that can build you up to that, and there's chord substitutes you can use that'll make it a little bit easier until you're able to handle any type of B chord that's thrown at you. Okay, so first up, I'm going to show you how to get into B major. Okay, so B major, or B as it'll look, that's the way it'll look on your chord sheet. Okay, so that's the B major there, and it's basically built on the 2nd fret. Okay, and it's normally barred, but a lot of people really struggle with bar chords. Okay, so what I'm going to attempt to do is build up to that chord. Okay, so you all know E minor. All right, it's just like the wee steps, wee set of stairs. Okay, all right, if you take that and then you move every finger up one string, it'll look like the same pattern. Okay, so what you'll do now is that first finger, you just want to flatten that just ever so slightly. And remember, your thumb is right behind the middle of the neck of your instrument, and that's where your strength comes from. It's like you're pinching. Okay, so that's your B major. All right, but if you come from that E minor and you move that up like this, and you just keep that shape and you let that first string ring open, that's a Bb7 chord. Okay, and you'll see and hear that in a lot of our songs. All right, so from E minor, move all the fingers up one string, flatten that first finger, I'll give you your B chord, your B major, and then go up on the fingertip, leave the first string open, that's your B7 chord. Okay, and then if I move that all this direction towards the nut of the instrument, okay, that's a B flat major 7 chord. Okay, there's a lot of songs that have the B flat in it. It's just like that one on the 2nd, but moved down. Okay, and if you're still struggling with that, again, you can go up onto the tip of that first finger, leaving that first string open, and that's a B flat major 7, and most of the time that will cover you for a B flat chord. So it'll be a capital B with a small b beside it, B flat. Okay, so let's just do that again. Coming from your E minor, move it all up, and then flatten that first finger, hold down 2 strings. Okay, B major, up on the tip, B7, move it all down, B flat if you hold those 2 strings down there, and B flat major 7. Okay, and usually that chord will keep you right through a lot of the songs. Another way you can kind of do it is you can just keep on, if you find that 3-fingered chord easier for you, you can just hit the top strings. Try not to aim at that bottom one button. Okay, and that'll do you rightly there. Okay, so that's your B chord, your B7 chord, both natural and flat. Okay, so the next chords you're likely to encounter will be, in fact, there's a B flat 7. Okay, I'll just show you how to use that as well. In fact, there's another way to play a B7 chord, but let me just refresh your memory. That's your E minor, move it all up one string, that's the B7. Okay, so that's one way to play the B7. Another way is if you were playing your G chord and then you moved all those fingers up one string, so it's that G shape but moved up one string. That's another way of doing your B7, so that's really handy as well. And it's good to mess around with some of these chords to find something that you find easy for you and useful. And remember, that's only what you practice. That's what your fingers, that muscle memory that is, will become accustomed to and gravitate towards when you're playing. But it's good to learn a whole lot of different options. I find it's There's some chords that are easier to get it in and out of, depending on what shape you're using. Okay, so that's your B7, and the shape of a G chord moved up one. All right. So then you have your B minors. Okay. So two ways to do the B minor here. One is you bar that second fret, and your third finger goes up to the top string in the fourth fret. I'm trying to duck this second finger out of the way so as you can see what I'm doing. I'm not actually holding anything down with it. The simple way to explain what the difference is between a major and a minor chord is this. When I'm teaching in schools, a lot of the kids would ask me, how do you know the difference? Well, if you were to close your eyes and I was to play a major and a minor chord, one of them will sound upbeat and the other one will sound sad, melancholic. Okay, so here's the major. So if you want to just do this, just close your eyes at the minute. And if you're listening to this while driving, it wouldn't be recommended. So pull in on the side somewhere. Okay, so here's your major. So close your eyes. Here's the minor. Okay, you ready for it? One more time, major. Happy, upbeat, minor. Sad. Okay, so now I'm going to mix them up. You tell me which one you think it is. So eyes closed still. Next one. Okay, so do you hear the difference? Sad and happy. That's a good way to kind of remember the difference between major and minor. So that's one way of playing the minor chord, the B minor. The next way is to take the third finger off altogether, and you're just holding down that second fret, you're barring it, and you can put your second finger on top just to reinforce that. Okay, so that's what we call a Bbm7. Okay, so it gets a wee bit jazzy, but you can still use that in place of that B minor. If you struggle to make that stretch, you can get away with doing that one. Okay, all right. If you take any of those chords, that B minor or B minor 7, and you move it up towards the nut of your instrument, it's flattening the chord, so it becomes a B flat minor. Okay, and if I take that third finger off, it becomes a B flat minor 7. And then you move it up again, you're back into the B. So B minor, B flat minor, B minor 7, B flat 7, or B flat minor 7. Okay, so all you need to do is try and develop a little system where you can kind of practice those. I would start off learning the major chords first, okay? So get your B major, and then flatten it. So B flat major, or B flat, capital B, small b, okay, just to make it clear for you. Okay, so B flat. Okay, so you're going towards the nut to flatten it. All right, so B minor, B flat minor. Okay, B minor 7. Sorry. B flat minor 7. Okay, so and then you've got your Bb7 chord. So just like the E minor, but moved up one. Okay, so B7. Now to do a B flat 7, what you need to do is bar that first fret and then put your second finger on the third string. So that's your B7, and that's your B flat 7. Okay, and you can get away with playing the top 3 strings, but leave that first string open, or leave the first string untouched, should I say? Okay. So there you go, folks. That's how I tackle most of the B chords. You will get the odd one like B flat suspended 4th or something like that, I'll show you how to do that anyway, but it rarely comes up. So you're holding down the first 2 strings and the top 2 strings, and that's your B flat suspended 4th, which normally resolves into your B flat. Okay, but folks, that's how I would look at them anyway. But try and develop a wee system. Do your majors first, flatten it, do your flat chords, and then do your minors, do your flat minor, and then do your 7th, do your flat 7th in the B chord. And if you learn them as they come up through the songs that you're going to be learning, you will get used to them and develop that ability just to work out how to go about that. And remember, that little clue is one sounds upbeat and happy, the other one sounds sad, okay? Difference between major and minor. There's no point in boring you with the technical detail of the flat third and so on, but have a wee go at that until I see you next time. Bye for now.
Thank you.